Hello folks, and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis by Inspocrypto. Well, the first analysis since last week Friday. As you know, Saturday I just took off. I just said I'm not going to provide any analysis and Q&A. You know that I'm usually always providing what I'm saying, so it was a special case. I didn't know that you guys are so prying, and it wasn't actually a big secret, but many of you know that I don't like just to share a lot of private and personal information about me, because Inspo is for me just a different actor that makes for me just much easier to share some informations with you. Yeah, some of you know already, Saturday was my birthday, and that's why I didn't work. I didn't spend my time in front of the screens checking what's happening in the market. I was hedging, so I'm still longing and shorting at the same time, because we still are trading in this relatively tiny trade range. So it wasn't looking like, hey, we are going to push up very hard this weekend. It was much more looking, hey, wow, that looks extremely bearish. But it seems the market is just waiting, because today is Labor Day in the US, so Wall Street is not working, it's not open, and I think they are just waiting for tomorrow. And then we need to see what's going to happen. In my opinion, we still have a little bit more, in my opinion, space to the downside, and we will see. However, for all of you, and for all of you with who were such prying and asked me for the special day Saturday, and I just mentioned, okay, it's my B-day, so it's nothing big. Some people thought I'm going to marry or something. No, that's not going to happen. And that's it. Of course, I just also had some really smart guys out there making stupid comments, but I know how to handle it. So, let us go forward and let us check what's happening today. Today, as mentioned, Wall Street is closed, so that means that it's like we will have a Sunday trading session. So, obviously, we should expect a low volume. We should expect, just kind of, at least not big activity at all. Weights ratio, something that it's okay. It's really okay that the weights ratio one day time frame pushed up once again to 66. I mentioned several times 70 is a key level. From 70 up, it's critical. But also 66, it's indicating that whales are again preparing something, and the next. Well, it seems like they did just in the past one, like a stair. That's what's happening at the moment. And I don't know why they are doing that, but it looks a little bit like distribution. I have noticed on Twitter that some people were expecting accumulation. To be honest, I don't see any accumulation. But also, to be honest, I didn't check the entities if these guys are now accumulating or not. However, people that check the chart and say, hey, they are accumulating. Well, if I'm accumulating something, I need some space. I need a storage. I need something where I can put my accumulated asset. And the nice and beautiful thing on crypto is we have blockchain. Blockchain is transparency. We can check that. We can check if their entities are growing or just declining. Are they rising? It means they are accumulating. Are they declining? It means they are distributing. Or at least they are shifting these assets to another source, OTC, for example. However, even OTCs are using wallets, and it should appear on, for example, on the on-chain metrics, on entities. So the only thing that can change is that smaller entities decline in balances and a big entity is rising. So OTC getting from its customers Bitcoins, for example, and the balances of their customers are declining. That makes sense, right? So that's something we should have a look on. But that's it. I mean, at the moment, we will check today what happened, because since Friday, I didn't check the market anymore. We need to see what's happening there. And we are going to do that today. So we see the Wolf's ratio 30 days moving average is lifting up 66. That's not huge, but you know, we need to see what's going to happen tomorrow, because it's delayed. It's indicating what happened yesterday, and we need to see what's going to today. So it's going to illustrate tomorrow what happened today. And if we take a look to the weights ratio 30 hours moving average. So if we check that, what we can see is the weights ratio 1 hour time frame is also here still lifting up, while we can see here that it touched several times almost 100%, indicating, and that's why the price declined afterwards, indicating that they are pushing the price down afterwards. And even the price is going up right now. It's also indicating that these guys are sending more Bitcoins to exchanges. Even the Bitcoin reserves on centralized exchanges are lifting up. Not huge. We are not talking, it's not the same volume or dimensions we have seen, for example, in the first half of 2022. It's not happening. But we have a reduced activity, trading activity on centralized exchanges. And that also means less actors. We don't need that big volume to move the market. So let us check here. The weights ratio 30 hours moving average declined, is lifting up. At the moment, it looks like it wants to decline again. So I would expect to lift up, but something, you know, right now between 85 and 100, almost 100, it's indicating that they are preparing something, and it doesn't look bullish. If we take a look to the stablecoin reserves on centralized exchanges, it's lifting up. Not big. We are not talking about a billion, or not even, we are talking maybe about 100 million or something. But, and that's the most important indicator in my opinion, is the stablecoin supply lifted up, and it's declining even more now. So indicating they are really at the same time burning stablecoins just because of lack of demand, and that's nothing bullish at all. Let us go forward. So Bitcoin spot activity, what's happening here? Well, I mean, to see on a Sunday to Monday, when Monday is just a Labor Day in the US, to see a spot inflow of 1,700 Bitcoin, that's big. That's really big. Well, what happened afterwards? The price started to decline. But I don't know if we are done here, to be honest. Even if we check, for example, what we received last Friday, that was a lot. I'm not really sure that was it, to be honest, because I don't see all these Bitcoins here related to the outflows. Of course, it's possible that they are accumulating the Bitcoins and will take out these Bitcoins maybe tomorrow or the day after. That's always possible, but I don't know. I know this market very well. I would be very careful. You know, I flipped at least short-term to bullish. I mean, short-term means for the next several weeks. But it doesn't look bullish at all. It really doesn't look bullish at all. So Yeah, we received, so the inflow activity spot to centralized exchanges maintained intact even over the weekend. That's something not big at all, but we need to be careful. And another thing I don't like at all is, I don't see any big stablecoin inflow and also outflow. Usually, when they start to sell all of that, you see a big stablecoin outflow because they withdraw the money after they sold their assets. It's not happening. So, in my opinion, that's pure accumulation what they are doing, and we need to be extremely careful because if they want really then, and we know they use different sources to drive the market, spot via centralized exchanges, spot via OTC, derivative, for example, as well. And they need to do that, of course. But in case that happens, they will push very hard to the downside. They don't need 50,000 Bitcoins just spot, for example, to push the price down very hard. It's enough if they use OTC at the same time spot and derivative. And if they have 12, 15,000 Bitcoins accumulated on centralized exchanges, something that we unfortunately don't see. That's the only thing because it's centralized exchanges. It's not, we can check different wallets. That's part of blockchain's transparency, but we don't see if those Bitcoins are sold already or just maintained there unsold, just as preparation. That's something unfortunately we can't see, at least yet. Maybe in the future. However, I would be extremely careful if you are longing, because a lot of things have to change to see something I would like to see. It's to go retest 20,500, to retest, to have a break, and then go up. I think that's only, if that happens, only works with Wall Street. Only if SPY starts to lift up with algos pushing and generating a buy pressure, then it could be possible. Otherwise, it's going to be a big challenge. So let us go forward. Here we go. We see here the future market, and what we see here is, funding rate lifted up, declined, lifted up, declined, lifted up, declined, lifted up. It's illustrating in a very accurate way what the market or the price action is doing. It's up, down, up, down, up, down. We have just a resistance at 20,500. We have a support at 19,500. We are retesting several times the support area, and we have retested several times the resistance area. It's a matter of time. One of them will fall. The question is up or down. Even I think we will go up, as mentioned. I couldn't make a bet again against that we can retest our 18K current bottom. That's still possible. It's still on the table. And it would match to what I'm seeing related to spot exchanges and so on and so forth. So, that's why I'm hedging. And even if they wreck my long, I will do enough money with my short. And the opposite way will happen if they wreck my short. But, it's not to optimize the gain. Of course not. It's with extremely high risk management. And it's not funny. But we have to adapt. Open interest looks very interesting with and very accurately lifting up with the leverage ratio. So we are close. We are very close to have a price action. Up, down, and then up only, declined a little bit, up only, and now it declined a little bit. Both leverage ratio and open interest doing almost exactly the same. So if we declined an open interest because the price declined, It happened here again, and since then, just up, indicating people are expecting, hey, we are all the time just below 20K, so I'm going too long, and that could be the trap, because I will show you. We are collecting longs, a lot of longs, at least based on Binance. That's absolutely not funny at all. So 107 millions on stablecoins to derivative exchanges. Not bad, not huge. If we check here, 3,400 bitcoins to derivative exchanges. That was the market maker. That's something I can tell you directly now, because that's the only thing I have checked today. That was the fund flow, just to see if the entities are active at the moment, and they are. So also these guys are expecting something. And we know that we have here a lot of activity and volume related to Bitcoin and Bitcoin collateral futures. We don't know if they are preparing something, if that plays out. We just have here 6,300 Bitcoins outflow, and that was it. So not big at all. Another thing, but first of all, let us go forward, that's Binance. We have the aggregated open interest here, for example. That's the aggregated one. We can see what happened here. We are not reaching the same level we had just before. You remember, before we did this dump here from 24,600. Since then, we declined a lot in open interest, but it's lifting up. Even if it's declining right now because they are liquidating and some shorts are closing and some longs are taking profit, but we also need to be very careful. Also, another indicator that's very interesting. We see here a long of liquidations. Also here, a lot of longs. Here they liquidated a lot of shorts, like here, for example. Since then, nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Also something we need to be very careful, because as you see, the gaps between those liquidation clusters are not that long. Few days, sometimes 1 week. So, yeah, it would be time to bring some action to the market. If we check the Binance open interest, it's the main driver. Of course, it's declining, as you can see in the aggregated one here. That's the yellow graph, the yellow line. And that's happening here as well, just because the price is lifting up. But, I mean, you see, they are liquidating shorts, but I mean, we are talking here about, in the last 2 hours, 70 Bitcoins. And that's the aggregated one. So 70 Bitcoins, that's fine in 2 hours, but not that big. So it seems they are just liquidating now late shorts, while they are accumulating more longs. And that's something we will check right now. But before we go forward, even that's now a little bit off topic, but something I have noticed and we need to be also careful is miners. Miners over the weekend sent or are showing a bigger outflow of 5,500 Bitcoins. Usually these 5,500 Bitcoins go to OTC or to centralized exchanges to sell. Also, careful. Let us go forward. And then now the bad news. Oh, it declined a lot. But however, it keeps being a bad news. 70 to 30. That's not going to work. That's really not going to work. As mentioned several times, as long as we have that big difference between longs and shorts, Binance will do everything to shake out. Will do everything to reduce the longs. Everything. And yeah. So also something where I would say I need to reduce my expectations. Even I think we will go up very soon. soon, 1 week, 2 weeks, something, I don't know. And even then, I can't tell you if it's going to be a fake rally and then nuke. Because September, I have mentioned so many times, September is going to be a big pain in the ass month. But we will see. The month is relatively new, 5 days old, so we need to see. But this here is pain in the ass. On Ethereum, once again, looks absolutely realistic, 50-50, because that's what I will do, and that's what my beers is saying at the moment, 50-50, but not 70-30. That's not going to work. It's overloaded with longs. It's absolutely overloaded with longs. So the Kingfisher, let us check the Kingfisher. Give me a blue one. Wow. Wow. 15 credits. Thank you very much, Kingfisher. 15 credits. Amazing. So let us start with Binance and check what Binance is going to show us. Not big in volume, 50 million is the maximum, but we can see that shorts are coming. Also related to Kingfisher. I need to talk to Ben Alstein. You remember not last week or not last Saturday, the week before, when I had the Q&A and we talked about the Kingfisher, he said, hey, I can provide some information about the Kingfisher, how it works and what all these bars are indicating. And I look forward to that. I will talk to him and provide this information. I would like to have a stream with him where he is just providing this information directly to us. But yeah, I need to talk to him. However, if we take a look, 21,350 would be the next bigger cluster related to shorts, and I would say 18,100 to the longs. Let us take a look if FTX structure related to the liquidation map looks similar. I think it looks similar. Yes, it looks similar. Wow. I mean, here not. I would say this would look a little bit different. That would look more that way, but this one looks absolutely. So someone have started to long with low leverage, but big volume. However, it's spreading, and that would also explain why we have 1.7 billion. We had almost 2 billions today. That was crazy. I was very close to close my long and to say, what the hell, all in short. But, patience, everything. It's just a matter of time that the price will start to bring some actions. So let us go forward. Wow. Look that. Wow. What is that? It's the biggest BTC put gamma wall I have ever seen. Wow. 19.5. And of course at 2025, but it's incredible. Wow. I mean, crazy. Really crazy. 21,500 and 20,500. Each is a call gamma wall, and we have this huge put wall. That's incredible. So it matches very well because 20,500 our resistant, and we have a huge support wall at 19.5. So let us take a look here. Yeah. It's not big at all. We have custom strategy 13.3, bull put spread, and long put ladder. Okay. I would say those are the biggest ones? Yeah, maybe short put butterfly. It's not that big. We can check. Yeah. So let us start. So let us start with the bull put spread, and that's the first thing we can see here. First of all, the bull put spread is usually a strategy used when you as a trader expect a neutral to bullish price action. And to realize your maximum profit trading this strategy, you need a Bitcoin price at or above the strike price of the short put, so with a higher strike. If we take a look here, that means you need until September 23rd a price above of 19K. Well, to be honest, taking into account the huge put gamma wall, yes, I would say it's possible. But we don't know how much Bitcoins these guys are accumulating and, what volume they want to use, maybe just to push the price down. Because we know, even delayed, option traders reacted to the price action and started to trade more and more bearish strategies. So, and we also know that, for example, Bitcoin miners are, because of the lack of demand, because of the relatively low activity in the central exchange market, they are trading options just to make gains and to pay their bills. So imagine these guys just want to push the price down with 5,500 Bitcoins, and they are just trading some bearish strategies. That would be, at least for them, not that bad, because they don't have money, but they have Bitcoins. So it's the only way how it works. The only way how they could at least try to drive the market. Otherwise, get money, credit, whatever, with a rising interest rate, it's not making any sense to me, but we will see. I mean, even then, that doesn't look so bullish, because just saying, hey, until end of September, I'm expecting a price above of 19K, doesn't mean that until end of September, we can drop. So, we need to be very careful. Custom strategy, very hard sometimes to really know what's behind. Let me see. We have here, that's not a multi-leg, that's really a simple, okay, for end March 2023, that's something not useful at all. However, they spent almost 400K, even more, 450K for this strategy. And if I take a look, calls 36K, calls 24K, in my opinion, he is expecting a price between 24 and 36K until end of March, something where I would say, yeah, I agree. That's possible. Some of you know that I have said I would expect in the first half, depends of some events. So I don't have a crystal ball, just to make it clear. But when you are noticing that some politicians in the US are buying calls for the first half of 2023, means they know something. So it seems they're expecting something bullish for the first half of 2023. The Pelosi's, as we know, they are very active in the stock market. They bought a lot of calls for the first half of 2023. And it matches very well even to some option trades related to Bitcoin, big ones, that are also indicating that in the first half 2023 they are expecting nothing big, not a bull run making new all-time highs, but to see a bullish price action. So yeah, that's not surprising me at all. The next one, it's also very interesting, until end of October, sold by, it looks like the same but opposite way. He is expecting until end of October to see a price between 17 or even lower, but it seems between 17 and 19k. Would match to our double bottom if we go retest the 18 area, maintain there a little bit, and then go up again. Something like last year, you know, something like so. Then a really hard push up. But even then, 228, maybe 30, yeah, it's possible. 26, 28 was something I had in mind. Even 30 would be possible, just to retest that area of this big resistance at 30k. But yeah, we need to see. At least this is relatively short term, until end of October, and they spent over 300k, so not that bad. Let us go forward. And we will take a look now to the long put ladder. The long put ladder is a multi-leg strategy with puts here until end of the year. So let us start. The definition. The long put ladder spread, they call it spread, should be used as an improvement to a bear put spread position where it is clear that the price of the underlying asset, in that case Bitcoin, would not move explosively. Not cool at all, because that also means they are expecting to see a price not really very high, but also very stable. So extremely boring for us, because we are, I mean, only if you are long-term investor, then it doesn't care. Okay, you know, okay, I have more time just to chill. I buy sometimes every month. I will buy a little bit, some Bitcoins, Ethereums, whatever. And that's it. Yeah, why not? That's what I'm doing. So let us talk about the profit potential of a long put ladder spread, for example. The long put ladder spread profits primarily when the price of the underlying asset, the Bitcoin price, decreases to and remains between the strike prices of the two short puts. Well, the two short puts, it's not cool until end of the year. That's not cool at all. And I wouldn't say that this is really very bullish. So yeah, it's obvious they are trading right now, even with a higher risk management, so indicating they are not 100% sure what's going to happen, but they are also expecting that Bitcoin could go down even lower than our current bottom, because they spent here just for this one single trade $584,000. They sold those two puts and they bought the put 19k. So for them it was a nice deal, but however, that doesn't look great. Short put butterfly. But it looks a little bit better. Also called short butterfly spread with puts. That's the case. Also here, usually the trade or the traders not expecting any kind of big volatility. At least he is not expecting a sharp price move. And that's it. So let us check. So in that case, he is expecting, and that's where he would make a nice profit, if the price goes above 22k or below 18k. Also very interesting, but that's the deal here. It's not huge, not at all, not even notional, but it's okay. So 22 or 18K, in my opinion, yeah. I mean, if we break 20,500 and we maintain above, it's obvious. If we maintain above, that means if it's not going to be a bull trap or whatever, it's obvious 22K and above, it's going to be an easy trade. But yeah, 18K, another one. And that's not the first one. So it seems that these guys, even those traders with trading big volume, I mean, I don't have $500,000 just here in my case to spend in a trade strategy on options, to be honest. But these guys are expecting more a bearish price move. And yes, that's possible. That's really possible. But another thing that they are telling us is just because of their risk management, they are not 100% sure. It looks different like in June. In June, it was overloaded with puts. Put, and more put, and more put, and more put, and more put. That was all the time, every day. Every day. It's not the same this time. So that's it. Let us go forward. So let us see. What is FTX doing? They bought here to sell again. I don't think that was a great deal. Sometimes it's better just to stay away. But yeah, well, I don't know why they did that. But I don't care. However, doesn't look like accumulation or distribution. At the moment, distribution just before they accumulated, but that's it. Let us take a look here. Binance. Well, okay. That looks very hard like distribution. Doesn't look like accumulation at all based on CBD. I mean, we are talking about here. Let me check. Yeah, almost 14,200 negative CBD. That's a lot. Not indicating why the price maintains, at least since we are below 20K, it maintains at 20K. It lifted up, it declined, it lifted up, it declined. You know, we had some traps, and that's it. While Binance is distributing. Bitfinex, distributing. Negative CBD, 3,000 Bitcoins. Wow. Really wow. The only ones, Binance, Coinbase. Coinbase is always positive CBD, something, I don't know. I really don't know how that works, but whoever. So that doesn't look great at all. Retailers buying. Shrimps buying. These guys accumulating. I mean, let us take a look. They started to accumulate June, the beginning of June, June 3rd. And it's the second biggest entity based on balances. So the biggest one are the their market makers with over, well, right now at 5 million. And these guys had in the beginning of June 4,240,000 Bitcoins. And now they have 4,320,000 Bitcoins. We are talking about almost 80,000 Bitcoins more. It's nice. It's not huge, but it's nice because the Bitcoin or the market makers, they are just, you know, when they are declining its balances, we are talking about much more 100, 150,000, but 80,000, it's really not that bad. These guys here declining in balances right now, and the market maker entities lifting up. So let us check, because now it's going to be interesting. You remember what I have mentioned about their their higher lows, right? Related to their balances. So they had 4,920,000 bitcoins here, then 4,930,000 bitcoins here. Oh, and 4,930,000 bitcoins here. However, it looks like higher lows. So it's going to be very interesting, because they declined its balances while the price didn't decline very much. As you can see, the price maintained. And now they are lifting up. In my opinion, they did very nice gains with Bitcoin collateral futures. That's what they mainly are doing. But yeah, they are not accumulating, not yet at least. So something we can't see at the moment. Yeah, and that's it. So here, nothing big to mention. Let us go forward. So, Coinbase. What is Coinbase doing? It seems Coinbase is waiting at 20,400. At the same time, they are still here protecting everything at 19,500. So, if we check other things, no, they removed the wall at 27,300. They removed volume at 25,000. They removed all these walls and instead placed one at 23,000. We have another one here to this POC here, relatively close, 21,300, and that's it. That's absolutely it at the moment, so nothing big. Let us go directly to Deribit. Deribit not indicating anything. Bitstamp, no, only to the downside. The next bigger wall would be at 19k. Binance Spot, that's my main chart, to be honest. So, and you see what they are doing. They are right now pushing the price up. They are, you see all this here. They are protecting here 19,600. They removed some volume here at 19,500. And at the moment they are pushing the price up, but at the same time waiting here 20k once again. Let us take a look to the upside. Yeah, they removed some volume here as well, at least here in 20,400. So, I mean, nobody knows when they are going to start, but I can imagine we can go up again to 20,500 to retest that area. Look here, a lot of volume. Not huge. On spot, it's never that huge. It's more derivative, we will check. Bitfinex Spot. Also waiting at 20,600. So they are doing the same game again. Also here, like Binance, limiting at 19.7, at the same time at 19.5, at the same time at 20,000. It's exactly the same structure. FTX Perp, wow. They removed the wall at 19.5, or at least they removed a lot of volume here. And these guys are on the upside, not indicating a lot. The only thing we can see here is they are also protecting 20k. So it seems we will fail once again at 20k. While, and that's interesting, they introduce more volume to this wall at 18.5, while log liquidity at 18.5. If you are not expecting to have a price reaching that area while you are removing volume at your protection wall at 19.5. Kraken. Kraken doing exactly the same like Binance and even FTX. So just pushing the price up at the same time also here. So it's just maintain the price in a very tiny trade range. Also here, look that they placed a nice wall at 20k. So if they are not going to remove this wall at the same time, look here, 19.5, they are, it's crazy to see that right now, but they are doing exactly the same. The structure is the same in 3 different exchanges, and that's crazy. They removed volume at 19.5. Instead shifted a little bit more up to 19.6, pushing the price up, waiting at 20k. That's really crazy. BitMEX. Also waiting at 20k. Also waiting at 19.6. Wow. Binance Futures. Wow. Okay, that's crazy. Holy. What is that? What is that? They don't want to let the price go up above of 20k. At the same time, as you see, they are letting trigger some buy orders, some long orders, and here a lot of shorts waiting. That's crazy. That's really crazy. Even at 19.5. So the whole thing, they are just waiting for something. Remove the wall at 19.2. Instead place 2 new walls at 18.5 and 18. And even 17. Yeah, that looks scary. I mean, not scary. If we know what's going to happen, it's fine. But that really looks crazy. So it seems 20k, that's it. And then down again. And then we need to see what kind of walls they want to... But it looks more to the downside than to the upside, to be honest. They still waited 20,700 to protect that. Even now, with double walls, even they removed some volume here because the price then afterwards declined again down below 20k. Bitfinex derivatives. Nothing, at least nothing that changed. If we reduce the volume, we can see that nothing changed here. Okay. Kraken futures, nothing. FTX spot, also here, what the hell is happening? 18.2, 18. They increase the volume in that walls. They are expecting something. No volume in upper walls, only lower walls, and a lot of activity. Even FTX spot, that's crazy what they are doing here. Let us go to 200 to make it better. 200. Hello? Yeah, okay. So also here indicating they are waiting at 19.6. I don't know, 19.6. So they are pushing, but at the same time they are selling. They are selling. They are pushing the price. They are just pushing. I don't know if that's a strategy to attract buyers to say, oh, look, we are not going above of 19.6. So I buy some Bitcoin because only up. But they are at the same time selling. And it makes sense because even CBD is showing that. It's interesting. Well, that's it. That's it. So let's just talk about my personal conclusion. So you can see what happened. Yeah, since we reached that level here between 20,500 and 19,500. Not only that, we have some failed retests on both sides. We always started to push up and to form a diagonal trend line that we broke, we declined afterwards. We had that once, we had that twice, we had that 3 times. And over the weekend, since then, nothing. They tried here, but you see that red area here, that's between 2 pogs here. And I was noticing that the biggest dynamic in the price action happens in that range here. Because we have a support area here and we have a resistance area here now. So it's very interesting that they are, if you check failed. So they are obviously trying to prevent that the price goes up again. That's what they are doing. Every time when we try to go up, they push the price again down. So yeah, I mean, for me, it's this area now much more important than that area here, to be honest. But everything will now depend, because I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think we will see any big price move today. Because the only thing that Bitcoin is doing at the moment is just following a little bit is big, something that it never do. It's much more SPY, but SPY is closed. Only here, for example, as we see, we have DXY, SPX, and Bitcoin is following, not even on a very accurate way, to be honest. But also here on the volume delta, I see they are distributing much more than accumulating. They are selling more than buying, at least on Binance. Well, however, so if we break 20,000, we will go up, at least retest the area of 20,500. At the moment, it doesn't look like. It looks like we tried 2 times in few days to go up and to break the 20K. Something that's, 20K is nothing. But it seems some market actors don't want to let the price go above 20K at the moment. So it looks like more, they didn't retest at the 19.5 anymore. The last big one was, it was almost 19.6, 19,580. And they protected it very well. Bulls started to push up. So at the moment, it looks like a little bit like a head and shoulders, but something I wouldn't trade, to be honest. So, a very ugly head and shoulders, whatever. I'm not the TA expert. But it looks like they really want to retest that area first. And that's not the first time that happened. That happened in the past as well. Every time, like they did here, for example, we went down, they pushed up very hard afterwards, and many thought, okay, that's it. And some of you know, I have mentioned, will we retest 19.5? And they did it just afterwards. We pushed up a little bit more hard, and then they pushed very hard to the downside to retest the 19.5. We didn't retest the 19.5. So what can happen? Well, at least I would expect such kind of, we missed 19.5, we will go down, retest 19.5, and then we need to see. That's the key. That's absolutely the key. Both are the key. 20K is the key and 19.5 is now the key. And we are talking about a trade range of $500. That's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. But in my opinion, The market actors now over the weekend are just waiting for tomorrow what's going to happen. And something is crucial. They failed another narrative. 3.7% unemployment rate. You remember? We have a strong labor market. Our economy is strong. That was the last version of the narrative. And even this one is failing now. You know, and I have mentioned several times, that's a process. When an economy is shrinking, that takes time until it has some effect or impact to the labor market. That's absolutely, management has to notice that. Management has to make its decisions. I don't know how it works in the US, to be honest, but in Europe, I can tell you, if you want to reduce stuff, that's not just to say, hey, do you know what? The market looks like crap. Let us just reduce our stuff by 20%. No, not at all. The next step is to have a meeting with the Works Council. And when the management have its meeting with the Works Council, then they start to define how they can reduce its stuff. And they will create a social plan and so on and so forth. So only after they had its meeting with the Works Council, they can start to make announcement. And even after the meeting with the Works Council, it's a process that takes weeks and sometimes months, because of course, to avoid some problems in the company, well, a lot of people is thinking, oh, maybe I am the next. Maybe I should call my headhunter. And of course, the companies don't want to lose the high-skilled staff. They want to lose, or maybe to let go those people where they say, I can replace them. So it's a process that takes months, really months. And if we are seeing now just a rising unemployment rate in the US from 3.5% to 3.7%, wow, that's nothing. That's absolutely nothing. And unfortunately, that's going to rise a lot more. Not only in the US, without any doubt, Europe is going to become a bloodbath. But however, and so without any narrative, the markets will start to trade even more nervous. We will notice that. We will notice a volatility. They will push up the market. Any kind positive news, they will take and see an opportunity to push up and to sell their assets. Trust my words. That's going to happen. And it would match very well, because when they start, when the economy is showing the first impact to the labor market, and as mentioned, it takes months, it matches very well to have a bullish price action at the end of the year, maybe for the next 4, 5, 6 months, before we will see a very ugly and bad market. I don't know how crypto is going to react, to be honest, because we know it's coupled to SPY, SPX. So SPY, SPX, it will look very scary, and we will see if Bitcoin and crypto is really the big future we all think. I still believe it is. But I have also mentioned in the past, it is also possible that crypto crashed first. That happened to the .com bubble as well. Doesn't mean it's going to disappear. It's not going to kill crypto. But it will hurt. to all of us. And do you know what? I'm not going to sell my assets. I'm not going to sell them. For me, this money I have spent in my assets, it's like I burned that money. It's like I go to the casino, take 5 grand with me, and it's like, okay, it's over. I don't have this 5 grand. It's now entertainment time. That's how I see the market at the moment, because nobody can guarantee you that crypto can crash first. Something that sometimes it's even required. Afterwards, regulation. Afterwards, institutional demand. Afterwards, capital, because they bought the crash. That's what they do. And to be honest, if the market crash, be happy, because buy as much as you can. And believe me, in 10 years, crypto is going to look completely different. I'm convinced every day more and more that crypto is the future. It is. But it's not an easy way. It's not. It was never an easy way. Never. It's not going to change that. So be really patient, pay attention, and yeah, you know me. If I see something that's interesting for us where we can make some money with that information, I will tweet about that. But until then, be really careful, and big love. So see you tomorrow. Your Inspo. Bye bye.